Perfect. I think a good start to a day. We've got a great host. We started with what the government of India is looking at. So starting from public sector, we went to e-tail. I think there couldn't have been a more diverse start to a day. So first of all, thank you to everyone who's here. I know you've taken the day out, the time out to come and attend this session. So thanks a lot for that. Also, a big thank you for many of you who are our customers here. So a big shout out to all of you who use Tableau as part of your operations. And as I go along during my presentation, I'm going to actually talk about some of the examples that we use. Before I even start, let me just say, since Dr. Rajiv Chandrasekhar was here, the government of India today actually leverages Tableau extensively across different functions. So if you look at, there were things spoken about fraud management, etc. So when you look at GST Council of India, the GSTN actually tracks the circular flow of money using Tableau on ML models, right? So that's where, and they have truly democratized data because all the field officers today have access to Tableau dashboards where they are monitoring their set of accounts or organizations to just to ensure that there is no leakage in the system. There was another case about democratization of data that I just thought I'll bring to you. Let me just actually take it up during the day. But apart from that, in the public sector, there is DOIT, Rajasthan, which is using. You go to the CM dashboard in Odisha. Whatever are the welfare schemes that the Chief Minister's office is doing is something which is made public on Tableau dashboards. Or even the Prime Minister's office during the COVID times was actually using Tableau dashboards to show all of this data to the public here in India. So thank you. As we move forward, I would just want to talk about, we are a public traded listed company. Any purchasing decisions that you make, I'm sure you're not making here today, but if you were to make, then please make it on what is generally available as a product SKU, and please get it, get in touch with your account manager for all assessments. The theme that has been there is around data and AI. Everyone has been hearing about AI. And this is not something new. This is something that I just thought I'll incorporate this. AI is not something that we've been hearing for the past 2 to 3 years. AI actually started in the 1950s. So it's a 75-year-old terminology or an initiative that is actually taking shape now. The first Turing test was done in 1950s. Then we had the term AI being coined in the late 1950s. And that's where the journey had started. And where we actually saw proliferation of AI has been around the 2019 and onward, right? That's where you had the ChatGPT coming on. You had the DALL-E coming on where you could just type in the text and it'll give an image and visualization to you. So that's where you would have, all of us have been hearing the term AI, and there is a race to adopt AI, but it's gone through its own transformation journey. Now, one of the things also which came across and very important is that not only has the AI the power to change everything, but it also has the power to the way that we do everything, right? So when we speak about productivity, it can be a really, a booster in terms of how do we actually go about analyzing things or getting those insights so that our productivity becomes better. And that's where AI plays a very important role. And it's spanned across industries and departments. So it is not limited to sales. It is not limited to supply chain. It is not limited to the end consumer facing portals that we put. It is all pervasive across the entire organization. So when you look at any of the departments, so it's today helping us analyze legal documents better. It's helping us in being more productive. It is helping us write better code. So it's doing all of those things across departments, and it's similar for data. Data is no different, right? So when we infuse data with AI, it has really a power for transforming the way that we go about doing work in our organization. Okay, how many of you here use or have used ChatGPT? A show of hands, please. Fantastic. For those who have not yet used, holiday homework is a great way that you can actually do with ChatGPT, okay, coming from experience. Now, the interesting fact is that it took 2 months, and this is on the consumer front that I'm talking of, it took ChatGPT 2 months to reach a base of 100 million active monthly users. Any idea how much time did it take TikTok? Not available in India any longer, but any idea? Any guesses? 9 months. Instagram, many of us would be on Instagram. And it's, again, a consumer-facing application. How much time did Instagram take? 2.5 years to reach 100 million active monthly subscribers. ChatGPT took 2 months. That's how fast adoption has been in the consumer world. But sadly, that is not the case when it comes to enterprises, because enterprises and the applications are not really ready for that kind of an adoption right now, right? And that's where 63% of the organizations really feel that there is still a gap in terms of reality of what they want to do and where AI is. So, when that happens is that you will realize that most of us are, there are a multitude of applications. There are large organizations which are present here, and you would see that apart from your productivity apps, you have messaging apps, you have enterprise, operational apps which are there. So where are you typically spending your time? And I'll tell you why I'm asking this is because, for example, for me, I spend a lot of time on the Salesforce app. I spend time on Slack, which is an internal collaboration tool. I spend time on messaging apps, okay? And then there are multiple other emails, etc., that you look at. Now, what happens is that to find insights, most of the people have to go to different applications and cull out insights, right? Insights are not where you are, for example. If you are in a particular application, are you getting insights in that application is something which is important, rather than kind of trying and go to an insights or analytics application and trying to figure out your queries and data. And that's a big problem that actually Tableau has solved. So, for the entire concept of flow of work, right? So insights being available in the flow of work becomes very important. Many of us are, as at a CXO level, or most of us as part of our KPI, are very good at giving data to the top ladder in the organization. So the CXOs will have data, they will have all the insights available to them because there are some hundreds of decisions that they have to make every day. But if you look at the people who are actually interacting with your customers, your partners, your suppliers, vendors, etc., do they really have the data which they need to make decisions, right? Most of the times you would see, and this is, again, I'm taking a cue from democratization of data, are we really enabling them to take decisions based on data? I met a gentleman yesterday who said that, my gut has been very good in terms of taking decisions. But if you look at an employee base of 10,000, can you really depend on 10,000 gut feels based decisions on a daily basis, right? So some organizations have really cracked it and they're really going forward with it. So I'll give you an example. For example, Mankind Pharma, if you would have heard of them, they have gone public a few months back. And what they've done is that for the 13,500 medical reps, those are the guys or girls that when we are going to a doctor, they would be sitting with a bag and a helmet, trying to just meet the doctor for 30 seconds while we go in, go out. And they have embedded Tableau as part of their mobile application, which is their custom application. And within 3 seconds, they have insights available in terms of doctors, nudges, prescriptions, etc. All of them are something which is available to them. So they've democratized the front layer, which is actually interacting with their customers. You look at Ujjivan Small Finance Bank. All 9,000 people of that bank today have insights available to them when they are going to tier 2, tier 3 cities. They have their sales incentives available to them on a daily basis. So they are really able to push themselves in terms of meeting the targets and their household expenses and incentives that they really wanting to meet. There are many more examples like this where the largest private sector bank in India, and every RM there, before they walk out of their branch, they have insights available to them. 60,000, 70,000 people have it. So some of those organizations have really transformed themselves. And this is one layer I would really urge, look at this if you've not done it so far in your organization, but it's very important to have the customer-facing, the vendor-facing, the partner-facing people have data in their hands. And this is something which is very important. So as I said, how do you bring this in the flow of work? And that is a problem that Tableau has solved. So introducing to you Tableau Pulse and Einstein Copilot for Tableau. Tableau Pulse is something that I actually use on a daily basis. You'll see a screenshot of it as well. It contextualizes, personalizes, and makes intelligent data available to every user who's there. Now, many of us have been used to dashboards. What happens in a dashboard? Dashboards still remain, okay? Dashboard is still needed because when you want to dig deep, dashboard is required. But a dashboard will present to you multitude of parameters. And from that, you have to infer data, okay? Now the dashboard doesn't tell you that this is what is happening to your business. So you have to infer a lot of information from dashboards. But the way that Tableau Pulse has really revolutionized this entire insights being available to the user in their flow of work, where they are, when they want to access it, how they want to access it, is something that it has really changed. Okay, so when it contextualizes, it is actually giving the data to the non-data people. Let me put it that way. It has the power to transform vague questions into analytical queries. So I can ask the platform. Okay. You can run your business by exception. You don't have to look at something which is in green. You want to look at something which is in amber or red, right, or which is trending downwards. So you focus on exceptions. So as an executive, you actually free up a lot of bandwidth within your organization when you start focusing on exceptions and see where is it going. You are able to ask questions to it, and it actually prompts you that these are the questions that you should ask. For example, for my business, which is a B2B SaaS business, pipeline or pipe gen is a critical fundamental thing that I need to monitor. Because if my team does not do pipe gen, then my next quarter is where I'm going to suffer. So not only will it give me, for example, now it uses the LLM model, so it will give me a summary of where my business is. It is matrix driven. I can define the matrix that I want to look at. So for example, there are 14 metrics that I follow, apart from revenue, month to date, create and close business, pipe gen, etc. And it will tell me how many metrics are going fine and what is not going fine. So I only look at what's not going fine to begin with, right? That's where I need to focus on. And within that, when I look at a particular metric, so you see the LLM summary, you see the widgets which are there, and there it tells me that, okay, if you are in pipe gen, these are the questions that you should ask. Now, when I start looking at those questions, and these are auto-generated, okay? I'm not pre-feeding those questions. So it'll tell me those questions which I need to ask. And I can actually, from there, go into multiple levels. So the thing is that it is not how or what is happening to business. The fun is when you actually come to know as to why is it happening. And that is the question that it answers, right? And it's all there in the palm of your hand. So this is something, if you've not tried out, I would really urge you to try this out. Very interesting, in your organization. Do get it. Please do a POC if you've not done it so far. Einstein Copilot is now readily available. So it really helps the analysts use all their tools which is available to them. It helps you in data governance. It helps you in terms of what is the best visualization to look at. It's like, it's again based on completely natural language query. It brings a lot of compute within itself. So that's something which is now generally available. Last week, you also launched Pulse for Salesforce. So now it's embedded onto the Salesforce platform, right? So your Sales Cloud, you already have Pulse metrics which comes in as part of Salesforce. The Tableau Plus, now that's where the data story becomes much more interesting, right? So it's not just analytics, it's not just visualization, it's not just insights, but the entire data layer. So Tableau Plus also comes with your data governance, data connect, data management, It also has, since you have multiple sources of data, so it also comes with data cloud for you to look at. So this is something that we've really launched to help organizations steer through the need for analytics journey as they move ahead. So last couple of slides over here. I might just be over by 30 seconds, 45 seconds. Pardon me for that. But few of the things that I would want you to look at is and the reason I spoke about it is public sector does not really typically deploy on cloud. So Tableau is available for deployment on-prem. A lot of banks use us for deploying on-prem. So you can deploy it on cloud. You can deploy it on on-prem, on any of the hyperscalers that you are in contract with. It can connect. Tableau had always been a independent player, so it can connect to any of the databases, it can connect to any of the applications, any of the files that you have, and give you those power of analytics in your hands. You can, of course, use MuleSoft or any of the ETL tools. You can automate the entire thing. You can have subscriptions for people to view their reports and dashboards. And of course, it's available on any device or browser. The other thing is embedded. Okay, so if any of you is a B2B SaaS application organization and you want to embed analytics as part of your portfolio, for example, Zenoti, Algonomics, etc., what they do is their solutions to their customers, they embed Tableau as part of solution to their end customer, right? So it increases stickiness within their organization. And it's available on multiple licensing models. So it can be PUPM, or it can also be server core capacity based. So when you have, for example, thousands of users, you may want to look at, okay, I want to have a server core capacity based utilization. So yeah, so this has been the year of, so Einstein platform, the same platform, the trust platform from Salesforce is what Tableau leverages as well for AI. I would want to take a shout out to all the data fam. So thank you, Tableau data fam. We've got 4 million community members of Tableau globally. So you can imagine the cult following that Tableau has and why all customers of Tableau are so successful, because nothing goes unanswered. So there are 4 million members of Tableau community who really propagate this. There are 9 million visualizations available to you on cloud. Go to Tableau Public. You can actually see 9 million best-in-class visualizations available for you to download and start using in your enterprise. So that's the power that we bring in as an analytics community. And there are some 500 plus Tableau communities which are there, which you can become part of. And we've been a market leader for past 12 years straight in a row. So Gartner Magic Quadrant, Tableau has been a consistent leader for 12 years consecutively. As I said, partner community, Tableau community is something that we leverage. And a very quick time to ROI. Sometimes, for example, one of the test cases that we were doing, we actually did the test case production ready. So customer just had to roll out, post the POC. They just had to operationalize the licenses. So it's a quick deployment, self-service tool, utilization is very high, adoption is very high, and those are some of the things which we really make a difference to. And then if you look at the roadmap, I would really request you, we have the Salesforce Dreamforce. Dreamforce is the largest congregation of IT professionals on this planet. This happens in San Francisco. So this year it's on 17th to 19th September. If you're not traveling there, please tune in. You will also get to hear a lot about what's happening in Salesforce and in Tableau as part of the roadmap when we are coming in. What is the roadmap that we're coming in with? So if you are truly looking at adopting AI within your organization, please do get in touch. Happy to help work with you. If a lot of you, as I said, over here in the room are existing Tableau customers. We are happy to take you onto the Pulse journey. Any questions, we are going to be available here. And at the end of it, thank you once again for a patient hearing, and look forward to working with all of you. Thank you so much. Have a good day.